Hey everybody, it's PartyElite, and I'm extremely excited to be diving into the Warhammer 40K Rogue Trader Early Access Alpha today. Folks, I have been waiting for access to this game ever since it was first announced. I grew up with the tabletop RPG systems set in the Warhammer 40K universe. They were among some of my first that I ever played, so I am very attached to this project on a personal level, and I'm also very excited to see the talented folks at Owlcat Games take on this opportunity. They have proven their capabilities in the cRPG space, so I'm very pumped to see what they come up with over here. Now, I do want to give them a massive thanks for deeming me worthy of this early access, for providing me with a key so that I can actually showcase the game on the channel and I can dive in and check it out for myself as well. With that said, I just want to make it crystal clear, folks, this is an alpha build. That means we are very early in the development cycle of the game. That means there are going to be janky graphics, missing visuals, missing audio. There's going to be all sorts of imbalanced things. There's going to be bad stats. Things aren't going to make sense at times. Things will be missing entirely. Just keep that in mind, because this is very, very early in the development cycle. It is an alpha, and the main purpose of this is to gather feedback to see if systems are working, how we're feeling about them, and I'm very excited to sort of, pool that feedback together, not just from myself, but also stuff that you might notice as you're watching. So feel free to let me know your thoughts on not just the, series itself, but also on the gameplay that you're seeing in the comments down below. Now, with all that said, and with little further ado, let's go ahead and hit that new game button. And the reason why I say little further ado is because I have one more thing I want to let you know, and that is about character creation. Now, you're going to see that our options here are just to pick between the male or female rogue trader. We're going to be going with the male rogue trader, but of course in the final game, or perhaps in later builds that we'll hopefully have access to and we'll hopefully showcase on the channel, we're going to actually have a full-fledged character creator system as well. It is a cRPG after all, but for the purposes of this build, we are seeing our game start from the second act of the story. I think the reason for that is because a lot more mechanics open up to the player in that second act, and since this is an alpha to gather feedback and opinions, it just makes sense to give us access to all those toys and tools to give our thoughts on those, rather than start at the beginning of the campaign. Now, with that said, we're obviously not going to see character creation. We're obviously not going to have the full-fledged set of decision-making, processes that you typically have with an RPG's opening acts. But that's okay, because we will still be seeing character development. We will still be leveling up in a few different ways, and we are still going to see, yes, roleplay. That is sort of what we do on this channel, and I have some plans for our initial playthrough here with our male rogue trader playing with normal difficulty, because core is... it is very hardcore. Now, folks, just want to mention again, this is, yes, my first run. I'm hoping to have multiple runs. I'm definitely going to play this game a lot, but if you want to see those playthroughs on the channel, if you would like to see this series continue to completion and then more beyond that, please don't hesitate to keep letting me know by leaving a like and a comment down below, especially as the episodes go on. It just lets me know what people are interested in watching on the channel and what I should keep pursuing, slow down, speed up, etc., etc. Now, that's enough rambling. That's enough of an introduction, folks. Without any further ado, let's go ahead and dive right on in. Sector, Cronus Expanse. Location, Von Valancius Flagship. Material, Dossier 17 Kilo Bravo on Candidate for Succession. Data compiled by Logis Servitor Ganassi 84. Not sure how to say that. I hope they don't mind. Start of Dossier. Dossier 17 Kilo Bravo compiled and processed on the order of the Most Gracious Lord Captain Theodora von Valancius. Candidate satisfies the consanguinity criteria, bears kinship to the Lord Captain in the 7th degree from a dynastic offshoot in the Scarus sector. Current location of progenitors not specified. Gender, male. So what you're seeing here is, I think, a pared down version of character creation, just so we can sort of influence how our male or female rogue trader went through life in the early days before they actually became, the person they are today. This influences what kind of, talents and traits and skills they will have proficiency in, and for the time being, I have a bit of a plan as to what selections I'll be making, but again, as I said earlier, I imagine in the final build of the game and in later builds that aren't the alpha version of the game, we're going to see a more in-depth character creation process. But yes, I think we're going to be the Officio Perfectus Commissar in the Astra Militarum. I intend to play a Commissar in sort of every meaning of the term as far as the Warhammer 40K universe is concerned. Not the happy-go-lucky, manage to survive all sorts of situations, Commissar Kane kind of a thing, but something perhaps a bit darker than that. Our other options are, of course, to be a void ship captain in the Imperial Navy before our requisition. Otherwise, we could also be the leader of an unspecified criminal organization. The data has been expunged here due to reputational considerations. Some of these options are obviously open for future runs, but for this first one, we will, yes, be a Commissar. Or rather, I should say, we were a Commissar before life took us in this strange new direction. Planet of birth and circumstances of early life. Again, you can see 4 different options over here: Imperial World, Feudal World, Forge World, and Fortress World. Each of these, as you might expect, again, further influence what kind of skills and talents and traits we have, and exactly which of our traits are boosted or not. For example, being from the Imperial World will boost our fellowship and willpower. Being from a Feudal World will boost our strength, toughness, and perception. And of course, these all have their various places in a playthrough. I think we're going to go ahead and say that we are from the Imperial World, Walrus 6. Markedly loyalist upbringing, developed leadership and diplomatic skills, in-depth knowledge of Imperial history and culture. I think it lines up with our, Commissar career. So let's go with the Imperial World over here, giving us a boost to our fellowship and willpower. And it also gives us the skills Lore Imperium and Persuasion, and it also makes us a leader as far as our career is concerned, focused on commanding and assisting allies. So I suppose we play a bit of a support role on the battlefield during the turn-based tactical battles. So Imperial World it shall be. And at the Lord Captain's request, the most significant episode in the candidate's biography that demonstrates his personal qualities and performance under pressure has been highlighted. Based on the collected data, that is... was it an uprising of the 8th city on the Hive World, Castus Primus? Was it an attack by a pirate armada on the Pleasure World, Lacura Cove? Or was it a major criminal incident involving void ships assigned to the Astra Militarum? I think we're going to go ahead and say that we perhaps helped fend off an attack by a pirate armada on the Pleasure World, Lacura Cove. I think that says something about us, perhaps. Apart from that, though, I want to point out that because of our previous decision, we did receive a plasma pistol, a rogue trader's cloak, and a sword to use in our little campaign here. But yes, let's say that our most notable episode is when we dealt with a pirate armada on the Pleasure World, Lacura Cove. The pirate fleet struck after the planet's orbital forces had departed on a secret directive from the Imperial Navy. Limited ground garrison of the Astra Militarum, which had been awaiting deployment, was the world's only line of defense against the rampaging heretics. The candidate was with his regiment near the capital in Lacura's southern hemisphere when the pirates' first attack began. Upon receiving reports of a sizable enemy landing party in the vicinity of the governor's estate, the candidate did what? What did we do? Did we oversee the deployment of forces and the defense of vital areas, thereby protecting key infrastructure nodes and the most important members of the planet's leadership until reinforcements arrived? Or did we send forces on a decisive counterattack which brought the pirates' ground offensive to a standstill? By the end of the operation, though, the Astra Militarum regiment had been completely obliterated. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and say that we focused on important members of the planet's leadership until reinforcements arrived. Again, trying to paint a picture as to who our character is, what he cares about, what he prioritizes, and I think this option kind of makes sense with what I have in my mind. So yes, we're going to say we oversaw the deployment of forces and the defense of vital areas, and then protected, yes, key leadership until reinforcements arrived. Notable qualities exhibited when acting in difficult or ambiguous circumstances: tactical calculation, logistical skills, admirable loyalty to the best and most valuable servants of the Imperium. The qualities exhibited are deemed to be valuable and desirable in a potential successor to the Lord Captain. The candidate's profile has been deemed worthy of submission to the most gracious Lord Captain for further appraisal. With regard to the requisition of the candidate from his current position to serve the needs of the illustrious von Valencius dynasty, the final decision rests with the most gracious Lord Captain. End of dossier. So we've again built our character up a little bit, influenced what kind of skills and traits and abilities we have, but also our backstory, right? I'm big on role-playing on this channel, so I'm going to try and stick to what I have, and I'm hopefully going to express it well enough that you guys will be able to check me if I'm ever making a mistake, if I'm ever not sticking to that role. But for now, let's close this dossier and actually dive into some of the gameplay. We are in the Coronis Expanse, the region Cineris Maleficum, Maleficum? Soft sea, hard sea? Not sure. Location Telecus Epsilon. The material is recorded by Vigdis Suri Otta Toloman, Vox Master Octavius. Several weeks have passed since the day Theodora von Valancius perished. On that ill-fated date, the rogue trader's void ship was attacked by madmen hungry to capture the dynasty's prized possession, the warrant of trade. Fortunately for the thousands of lives who depend on the protection of their master, Lady Theodora's heir and the now ruling von Valancius, Lord Rogue Trader, fought off the villains and protected the dynasty's sacred relic. In his efforts to carry out Lady Theodora's last assignment, Rogue Trader came up against a monstrous plot which ultimately led to the death of the imperial world Rykad Minoris. By the God Emperor's will alone did the Rogue Trader escape with his life, when Rykad's star mysteriously vanished, leaving cold darkness in its wake. One last desperate push, and the Empyrean's mantle hid the fleeing souls from the pursuing enemy. However, testing trials still lie ahead. After several weeks in the warp, the Rogue Trader found himself on the fringes of his trade empire amidst scattered worlds now lost in the cold void at the whim of the roiling warp. The Lord Captain must forge new routes to planets conquered in the past and fulfill one of the covenants of the Warrant of Trade, to restore that which has been lost. That is our setup, folks. Again, this is stuff that happens in Act 1 of the campaign, and Act 1 ends with these events, and that takes us right into Act 2, which is where we are right now. And anytime it says, Rogue Trader or Lord Rogue Trader, that's us. Our character's name is Rogue Trader. So, first name Rogue, last name Trader. We were named for our job, I suppose. Vigdis Suri Otta. Lord Captain, allow me to report. Our journey through the warp is coming to an end. Lady Navigator Orcelio informs me that we have reached the point where we can translate to real space in the Furibundus system. Lady Navigator and her pilots are awaiting your permission to begin the process. Fair enough. Now, I'm going to pursue this run as though everyone who's watching is either somewhat familiar with the Warhammer 40K universe or is perhaps going to pick things up as we go through the process. But if you're feeling extremely lost and you have any questions about what's going on, like what's a rogue trader, what does a navigator do, what is the warp, what is real space, if you have any questions like that, feel free to ask in the comments and I will gladly answer those lore questions and context questions. Or if many of you feel as though I could do a bit more deep diving into what some of these things are during the playthrough, let me know and I will implement that. I'm always open to feedback and ways that I can improve the content on this channel, so feel free to let me know. And again, of course, if you want to talk about what you see on this channel in the Discord, feel free to join that and ask questions there as well. It is linked in the description down below. But with that said, let's go ahead and continue this conversation for the time being and see what else is going on over here. So, the Furibundus system is home to Footfall, the only Imperium outpost with a functioning wharf in the Coronis Expanse. The tech priests are begging you to have mercy on the machines worn down by the warp and to allow the servants of the Omnissiah to heal the void ship's wounds in the dock. The prayers and rituals will take a few days, which our astropathic choir will use to establish a connection with the prime worlds of your trade empire, Dargonis, Yanis, and Kiava Gamma. Very well, very well. We have already received a message that was previously adrift in the Immaterium. Master Zachary Wise has reported receiving an invitation. The Liege of Footfall humbly requests an audience with the rogue trader of the von Valancius dynasty. According to Master Zachary, the message was tinted with shades of pleading. I quote, "Apparently the Liege is anxious to meet as soon as possible." Sounds interesting. Argenta over here, I believe, is the Sister of Battle who has joined us. Footfall, the place where sin and sanctity go hand in hand. Reverend Hieronymus Delorso will most likely expect a visit from me. I imagine he will be interested in talking to you as well, Rogue Trader. Very well. And Heinrich's over here, not quite sure of his position in the party right off the bat, but we'll explore that more when we get the chance, says, "I will be leaving your void ship when we arrive on Footfall, Rogue Trader. Once that is done, consider the Lord Inquisitor's task complete." Oh, I suppose he's here. Oh, right. How did I miss that on his character art? He is a representative of the Inquisition. I imagine he is not an Inquisitor himself. Though he might be if he's here working for a Lord Inquisitor, right? That's the step up. Though my assumption is he might just be an acolyte, a very high-ranking acolyte, given all the purity seals and decoration I'm seeing, at least over here. Who knows? We'll learn more about these people as we go on, I'm sure. But very well, Heinrichs. But before I leave you, Rogue Trader, Heinrichs produces a small device wrapped in velvet. I was supposed to deliver this to Lady Theodora, but considering the circumstances, I'm giving it to you. This is an elucidator, a sacred machine that can translate the languages of distant and lost worlds to Imperial Gothic. It is even capable of handling Xenos languages, up to a point. There may be flaws in translation, but the overall meaning should be clear. That sounds like some serious heretical technology. You're trying to pin something on me, like xenophilia or something? That's problematic around these parts. You're leaving us, Heinrichs. The arrangement between the Lord Inquisitor and your predecessor was that I be transported to Footfall and no farther. I dare not take advantage of your generosity and patience any more than I already have, Rogue Trader. Very well, and Argenta, who is this Reverend Hieronymus who wants to talk to me? He is the head of the Drusian mission on Footfall and one of the most prominent clergymen in this sector. Paying him a visit is a good thing for any loyal servant of the Emperor to do. Argenta lowers her eyelashes. I assisted his mission before I joined Lady Theodora on her voyage. I need his blessing to accompany the new Rogue Trader of the von Valancius dynasty. If you wish to have me aboard your void ship, I request that we meet with Reverend Hieronymus. Very well. And Vigdis, tell me about the system that we are arriving in. Ribundus is valuable due to its close proximity to the Maw, the gateway to the Imperium. The system is mostly known for Footfall, the main base for merchants, privateers, and rogue traders traversing the Coronis Expanse. Additionally, the star itself is orbited by an Adeptus Mechanicus station, which is off-limits to outsiders. Oh, of course it is. Very well. And Pascal, our resident tech priest over here, says, Altar Templum Calixus Exterior 17. I had the honor of tending to this shrine for a few thousand cycles. I suggest you abstain from visiting it, as most tech brothers at the station are engaged in meditative calculations that should not be interrupted. Alright, fair enough. I'm not too surprised by that. And let's go ahead and say, what else? I'm trying to figure out just how much conversation I would actually engage in. Again, I'm trying to play a character. If in this first run we don't ask all the questions or engage in all the conversations, we'll do so in a different run. However, if we do want to see everything, again, let me know in the comments, folks. But that is a lot of reading, obviously, and sometimes we want a little less conversation, a little more action, which I assure you is right around the corner. But what do I need to know about Footfall? What am I getting myself into over here? It is the largest port and the trading capital of the Coronis Expanse. It has a dockyard that will allow us to inspect and repair the void ship, and it boasts its own astropathic choir, the Coronis Expanse Communications Nexus. Not to mention pirate hideouts, smuggler caches, and forts belonging to a dozen gangs, groups, and factions. In the Coronis Expanse, the Imperium relies on this as its outpost. The fringes of humanity's domain rarely resemble its central worlds, but so long as Footfall serves the God Emperor, insofar as it can, it will be considered a citadel of the Imperium. Although I have heard that the tithes it sends are underwhelming, to say the least. Due to Footfall's remoteness, it has developed its own rules and customs. Many of the goods that can be procured there would be considered heresy in the heart of the Imperium, enough to warrant summary execution. Moreover, Footfall is the domain of the rogue traders who disregard certain imperial laws by virtue of the warrant they bear. Again, our warrant gives us a lot of leeway in terms of breaking some of the rules that others are just not allowed to break, but it's sort of the balancing act because of the risk that rogue traders tend to take going out and about in dangerous space. Now, Footfall is just a brief stop. What's next? Or, Abelard, do you know anything about the Liege of Footfall? Again, he seems so eager to see me. But yes, why does the Liege want to see me so badly? Not you personally. He wishes to meet with the rogue trader of the von Valancius dynasty. Takara does not know about Lady Theodora's death and is simply seeking an audience with the powers that be. My gut is telling me that something must be very wrong on Footfall if our astropath managed to read such strong emotion in such an anodyne message. I love the writing so far, I gotta tell you. We have no information, Lord Captain. The broadcast from the Footfall Astropathic Choir was the only missive Master Zachary has received lately. Very well. Abelard, do you know anything about the Liege of Footfall? Vladame Tokara is a very peculiar young man. Consider your upcoming conversation a baptism of fire in Footfall's political arena. Such things are not spoken out loud, but Liege Tokara is the appointee of the Casbalissa mission, the largest robber baron crime syndicate in the Calixis sector. They specialized in the cold trade, the buying and selling of all kinds of Xenos rubbish. Okay, the plot thickens. Footfall was previously run by a liege who did business with several criminal factions at once, but he suffered an accident. The reins of power were picked up by Vladimir Tokara, whose appointment benefits not only the Casbalissa, but also their most powerful ally in the Coronis Expanse, rogue trader Callous Winterscale. I'm sure that's one of our nemeses, one of our many competitors in the space. Vladimir is a slippery yet very cautious fellow. He does not usually beat about the bush and does not play mind games. Perhaps more importantly, he is no fool. Fools do not rise this high in the Casballican hierarchy. Keep all this in mind. You are a rogue trader. You stand above him in status and wield considerable power. Having said that, history has seen cases where the Casballican barons crossed swords with rogue traders and emerged victorious. Do not forget that, and remain vigilant. The Casballica, vile tech thieves. Pascal's Vox barks out the last word like profanity. I didn't know they were capable of emotion. You surprise me, Pascal. You surprise me. I hope you can, God, so tempted to make perform under pressure jokes with a name like that. It's hard to resist, but Footfall is just a brief stop. What next? As soon as we solve the issues plaguing the ship and establish contact with the key worlds of your trade empire, the time will come for your Magnae Accessio, the official ceremony of donning the mantle of the rogue trader. It is mostly a formality at this point. You already possess all the privileges granted by the warrant, and yet it is a major milestone in your personal history, the moment your name graces the list of heads of the von Valancius dynasty. We are all looking forward to that day, Lord Captain. Very well. Tell the Lady Navigator I give her leave to make the transition from the warp into real space. Vigdis begins issuing instructions. The massive ship appears to change with her every word. The bridge is set in motion as hundreds of people start to prepare for the shift to real space, and measured chanting fills the corridors to safeguard the vessel and its crew. Vigdis turns to you again. One more thing, Lord Captain. No one at the station knows about Lady Theodora's demise and you inheriting the title. Liege Tokara will be informed. It is required so we can use the dock, and besides, he is expecting a personal audience with the rogue trader, and he will not meet with an unknown person of unclear standing. However, there is still the matter of announcing your arrival. You can either arrive on the station with the proper pomp and ceremony, or choose to visit it incognito. Well, tell me in detail how these choices will benefit me. According to Footfall's unwritten laws, rogue traders enjoy special privileges that exceed even the power of the liege. However, not everybody chooses to take advantage of them, depending on the situation. Arriving incognito will give you more room for maneuver, while an official visit will allow you to directly intervene in local affairs. Interesting. I shall explain if you do not mind. According to the unwritten rule, every rogue trader arriving at the station has the right to veto any of the Liege's decisions. But there is a catch. The Coronis Expanse is home to several influential rogue trader dynasties, and Footfall is where their interests intersect. Of course, that does not prevent certain persons, namely Callous Winterscale, from subtly pulling the strings in Footfall. If you, as a new rogue trader, start your career with an official landing and a parade in your honor, the other dynasties may see this gesture as the newcomer challenging their spheres of influence. He said the right words to get me going. I do not see that as a bad thing necessarily. Old man Winterscale may take slight offense. Corda will be put on her guard, but you have just risen to prominence, and most people in the Coronis Expanse have not even heard about Lady Theodora's departure yet. It must be made clear that the banner of von Valancius soars as high as ever. Why, I do concur. Heinrichs might have a different opinion. If I may, I would recommend arriving incognito. You will have plenty of opportunities to savor the sweetness and the burden of power, but right now is the last time you can take refuge in obscurity. This way, your arrival will not draw much attention, and the people will treat you as a person and not the almighty sovereign anointed by the Emperor. It could turn some situations to your advantage. Okay, now that is kind of influencing my decision a little bit. Either we go in with all the pomp and ceremony, but attract all sorts of undue and unwanted attention, or we go in kind of quiet and avoid all that, while also perhaps gaining the advantage in dealing with the, less couth members of society, I imagine is the implication here. You know what? I've decided. Tell the liege I will arrive officially as the rogue trader. Does this look like the face of a man who does not take pride in all that he has gained and earned in life? No. Let the world know immediately. We will deal with the consequences as they come. It will be done, Lord Captain. Vigdis bows again. With your gracious permission, I will return to my duties. Alright, now we finally actually have access to our character to walk around and look at some details. There isn't too much to do on our ship for the time being. We can have conversations with all of our various party members, but I think we've spent enough time in conversation right now, so we'll probably go ahead and dive into some of the actual game mechanics and whatever unfolds as we move further. There are a few things we can take a look at right off the bat. I just want to highlight a couple of elements at this point of the video just to show you the situation overall as it stands. For example, the fact that our rogue trader character is at level 15 and some of our other friends as well are all at level 15 with us. So we are fairly highly leveled, and you can see some of our stats are quite high as well, both in terms of our characteristics up over here as well as our skills, and we've acquired some pretty decent weapons as well. I don't know how many of these we start with, I suppose, but I can't imagine you start the game Act 1 in the final build with a melta-gun, but that would be quite nice. Nonetheless, just wanted to highlight some of the character, elements. Those of you familiar with these rule sets from tabletop will recognize a lot of these, characteristics and even skill names and things like that. We'll highlight them as they become important. I remember most of them off the top of my head still, which honestly I'm kind of surprised by because it's been a minute since I've played these systems, though I do have most of them in mind, and I'll point out what I do know when I can and when it's relevant, and if I'm not sure, I'll let you know, because I'm not going to pretend to know something I don't know, and I'll look it up afterwards, because yeah, I mean, oh my goodness, this is so exciting. Now, sorry, on this screen as well, apart from, equipment and stats and characteristics and stuff like that, we can see our profit factor over here. This is a very interesting representation of our wealth. Being a rogue trader, we come from a considerable amount of prestige and prosperity, and I believe the best way to sort of communicate this is that it represents the influence that wealth buys us. Rather than counting coins, when you have this amount of wealth, you consider your profit factor a representation of the relative value of the rogue trader's warrant of trade and what opportunities and resources it can call upon, right? We're working on a larger scale than a couple of gold coins or, whatever it might be. So just wanted to point that out. And I also wanted to point out the next screen over here, which is our character detail screen. So of course everybody has their own set of special abilities and traits that they've acquired through the course of character creation or leveling up that we haven't done yet, but that's where all these things will come from, and we can actually take a look at progression as well. There's not too much to look at here. There are tier 1 careers and tier 2 careers. We are the leader as decided by our character creation, right? And we can kind of see the path that was taken through that progression tree, or I call it a tree. It's more a path, right? But beyond that as well, when we finally get to tier 2, we'll be able to choose how we want to develop ourselves. But we do have to class up properly and pick the right tier 1 careers before we're able to move up to tier 2 careers. Nonetheless, again, you can see it's got a path down the line, and there are quite a few options for each step. So it's not like, oh, you unlock one thing per step. You are actually given a choice of a variety of abilities or skills or traits or whatever it might be to pop into those places to further improve your character, and hopefully we'll be able to explore quite a bit of that. But I just wanted to point that out right at the beginning because we didn't get to see character creation. So I just thought it'd be nice to kind of at least see what that looks like, or what progression looks like early on. Reputation, meanwhile, is our reputation with the various influential factions in the Expanse, and this, I believe, will give us access to better opportunities. I believe this will give us access to like missions and things like that as well. We'll see how it develops down the line, but you can see some of the names that were mentioned earlier: the Caspalika mission, the Drusians, right? We've already seen them mentioned before in those brief conversations from earlier, so of course they're going to become relevant. And of course biography is just a matter of our biographies, and of course these game-provided characters have their own stories that we can look into if we want to. And it looks like Heinrichs is a sanctioned psyker. Sorry. Almost said spiker there. Wrong. Anyway, sanctioned psyker. We also have here a psyker diviner or diviner. We have with us as well a blessed, yes, adepta sororitas member, so a battle sister. And over here, Cassia or Celio is the young heiress, of a Navis Nobilite house. She is our navigator, so she's going to be extremely powerful in some very interesting ways. And of course, Pascal Hanuman is our resident tech priest. That's the only way I can read that. Hanuman. That's Hanuman, maybe. Pascal. It's okay, we'll stick with Pascal, and of course our own name, Rogue Trader. Separate from that, we have, of course, our journal with quests that are our sort of main storyline elements that we'll be pursuing, as well as companion-related storyline elements we'll be pursuing. We've got rumors as well, which, if I understand correctly, are sort of like side quests, and orders, to be perfectly honest, I'm not remembering off the top of my head what orders are supposed to be, but hopefully we'll be able to discover and explore that a bit further as we move along. This is our map, we're already familiar with that. This is the encyclopedia, that's all good. And over here we have our actual cargo. We are a rogue trader. We do actually trade. Collecting cargo from our missions and selling it and all that good stuff is part of the game, and I'm very excited to see exactly how it's implemented. And there are other aspects as well that tie into our trading, like there is constant mention of our trade empire, and setting up colonies and stuff like that are aspects of the game which I believe, if memory serves me correctly, are in the alpha. So we should be seeing some of that stuff as we move further and further deeper into the game and explore, further mechanics in further episodes. But for the time being, let's go ahead and explore the Coronis Expanse and make our way immediately to this so-called bastion of the Imperium. We're headed towards Footfall over here. Again, just want to mention really quickly, visuals and stuff are placeholder. Some of the graphics you're seeing are placeholder. It literally says alpha version at the bottom left corner over here, so please keep that in mind as we make our way over to Footfall. And as we actually do make our way over there, I want to point out as well that, if memory serves me correctly, ship combat is a thing, and we're going to see much more than just your regular, turn-based tactical battles on foot, which is very exciting, at least to me. This is gorgeous. My goodness, this is like a map of that's really beautiful. I love the Warhammer art style, whether it's 40K or fantasy. Either way, let's go ahead and make our way to Dock Alpha Row. And yes, we will be taking our entire party with us. Thank you very, very, very much. Well, there's our welcome party, I suppose. Hey, look at that. Applauding me and courtesying. Courtesying? Liege representative. The welcome procession is not particularly long, but it does attract attention. Everyone is dressed in their finest apparel, every button gleaming. Standing in front of the others is a woman with clearly expensive implants. Hang on a second. She bows in a solemn curtsy. I just want to point out that particularly wealthy individuals in this world tend to have various implants onto their body to make life better. I don't know if this is being tongue-in-cheek or not, but that is a very awkward thing to point out in the middle of it. Anyway, okay, I mean, hey, it is what it is, I guess. Rogue Trader, Footfall welcomes you. On behalf of the Liege Lord Valadim Tokara, allow me to express my joy at your arrival. The Liege awaits you at his residence, but should you have other business to conduct on the station, I will be happy to serve as your guide. Cassia's lip curls slightly. This is so familiar. Behind the amber-colored scattering of words of welcome, far less appealing hues lurk, murky and diluted. The look of someone accustomed to lying and hiding their intentions. I'm not the least bit surprised. Idira jerks her head, shakes it, and hisses through her teeth. Someone's coming, and they're coming for us. Watch out, Lord Captain. Abelard sighs and casually places his hand on his weapon. Well, I say, I'm ready to pay the liege a visit. Of course, your lordship. Please, follow... She doesn't get to finish. God damn! Well, somebody woke up and chose violence. Alright, I guess this is what happens when you opt to go in with a huge parade. Very well, so we're kicking things off with a battle right off the bat. We are up against quite a few enemies. You can see the initiative order to the side over here. This is obviously based on dice rolls as well as stats altogether. So we're quite fortunate that two of our characters go up first back to back before their Anwar Bloodhand leader gets some actions in from all the way up over there, followed by Armored Anver over here. Fair enough. And then we have a bunch of Anver thugs who seem to have lower HP and I assume no armor. A bunch of them in that corner there. A couple of these guys up top over there, probably too far away to engage us immediately. I'm not entirely confident in that statement. More thugs than these guys. All right, fair enough. So our first issue is going to be their leader, who might be a little bit too far away for us to actually hit cleanly and eliminate. She has, what, 28 HP? And we can actually take a look at how much damage we're able to cause on a good clean hit. 14 to 18 damage with 3 penetration. I'm not sure what kind of armor she's rocking, but I mean, hey, it might be worth a shot to just focus down on her right away. Argenta is where right behind Idira. So we might both be able to actually pop shots off at the leader and get them dealt with. But immediately after the leader, we have who? This Armored Anver to the side over here, who we're probably more likely to actually be able to finish off before we get Pascal, who is followed by these thugs to the side over here. Okay, maybe Pascal can make his way over and cause some damage there. Fair enough, let's go ahead and get Idira over here with her sniper rifle. That is most effective at what range? 15. All right, so that 15 is 15 tiles. We might actually be able to pop a shot right now and get some work done. This is a precise shot. Gives us plus 50% bonus to weapon effective range. Do we actually need that? We have a 65% chance to hit over here. If we use our regular shot, we have a 65% chance to hit. The damage caused is going to stay between 12 to 16 either way, but there is a 24% chance that this Bloodhand leader will be able to dodge us. Now, really quickly, I'm sure you are familiar to a degree with probably real-time tactics battle mechanics, but I just want to point out to the left over here you'll see our movement points, and to the right over here you'll see our action points. Each action has a number of pips to its side, which tells you how many of these action points it'll actually consume to use. And when you see the icons at the top there, it's letting us know that the use of this ability or skill or whatever it might be will prevent further movement and prevent an additional attack. You can typically only attack once outside of specific skills and traits and things like that, if memory serves me correctly. What do we have here? Precision strike. We make a single shot or a melee attack against the studied enemy, gaining extra chance to righteous fury, and we will ignore a chance of the enemy's deflection, or a part of the enemy's deflection, which probably isn't a terrible idea. That'll cost us 1 action point, and then this will cost us 2 to do. So let's go ahead and sure, get precision strike going. Will I be able to follow up with a shot? No, I just get the 1, eh? Alright, fair enough. If I do chase after this, I can't. So let's just go ahead with our precision shot over here. And we're stuck in place afterwards, so I just need to be careful that I'm not committing myself to a horrible situation. I could move to cover over here and then pop a shot. I assume we'll have 65% chance to hit. That should hopefully keep us safe from most, unless these guys decide to pop out this way. Let's try it out. What's the worst that could happen? So we'll move over, pop a shot, decent damage there, 14, and we are done our turn then. No, we have access to study defenses or target the weakness. For 1 turn, all allies gain half the benefits of adepts, study enemies, and study defenses abilities. So study defenses, as you can see, allows us to find weaknesses of a studied enemy. All the adepts' attacks ignore a certain amount of the enemy's dodge and parry, and a certain amount of absorption of this studied enemy as well until the end of combat. Oh my goodness. So target the weakness only lasts for 1 turn, not until the end of combat. We also have foreboding over here. Peering into the future of an ally, the Psyker is able to see possible outcomes and potential dangers. The timely predictions from the Psyker increase the target's dodge and parry by 10 plus 4 times Psi rating. Okay, fair enough. Let's go ahead and stick with the target the weakness. And give everybody a bit of a buff, if I understand it correctly. And at that point in time, we'll go ahead and, yes, end your turn, Idira. And let's now get Argenta over here. Now, you see the momentum plus 7. That is something that will gather over time. Every time we, if memory serves me correctly, go through a full turn or kill an enemy. And momentum is seen over here, filling up over time, unlocking higher and higher ability acts, let's call them. We have a desperate measure at a lower point, which is if things are getting kind of rough and tumble, you get access to the desperate measure in order to try and turn things in your favor. Or if things are going exceedingly well, you'll get access to a heroic act. And each character has a different heroic act available to them based on, I believe, their traits and character archetype and things like that. And of course, it's called a heroic act. So I think that's pretty self-explanatory. That it is a powerful thing that you can use. Now, Argenta, or G-Soft, G, not sure. She has her bolter, and she also has a flamer. The flamer's range is much shorter than the bolter, I believe. Range of 4. Versus a range of, what do we have here, 12. So we might have to move up and pop some shots. I believe Argenta is decently armored and stuff, so she should be okay if she does get swarmed or at least hit by that armored Anvers up over here. So we'll go ahead and close our inventory. We do also have access to a fire grenade, which I might consider after we let loose with this burst fire. Or, you know what, we might actually stick with just a single shot. One thing I should mention about the ballistics modeling in this game is that lines of fire actually matter. You might be missing your actual target, but you might hit something that's behind them. Or, when you shoot at a target, you might hit something that was in front of them. And by something, I mean some person, including friendly fire. There is friendly fire for yourself and for the AI, so that is something you have to keep in mind as you play this game. Let's go ahead and move forward and pop a shot up there, and in a worst case scenario, maybe we kill this thug instead. How far up do we need to go, though? Can we just crawl up to here and get this shot off? What are our chances? 52% chance of success. What are we looking at in terms of our actual ranges, though? At effective distance, we should have a 75% chance, so perhaps we could crawl a little bit closer and then see our chances from there. We're seeing still 52%. All right, you know what? In that case, I don't want to get too exposed. Let's stay back here, and let's go ahead and get that single shot off with our bolter and hope for the best. 8 to 12 damage isn't going to finish this person off, but hey, we're softening them up, and then hopefully they'll be wiped out quickly afterwards, and they seem to be probably the most prominent and powerful of the enemy, right? So let's go ahead and make that move. Yes. Oh my goodness, are you for real? Of course we missed. Of course we missed. I was getting too excited, and that's how I get punished. That's fair enough. We unfortunately, I don't think, can use our fire grenade because we've done our action there. We could get a second wind. Soldier immediately gains 1 action point and removes the cooldown from dash. Not necessary. We could use the war hymn to restore. Nah, don't think we need to chase that. Shot on the run allows us to gain extra movement points, and it cheapens the next action point cost of our next attack, but it also reduces the hit chance, so I don't want to look at that. We also have dash over here, allowing us to move despite having drained all of our movement points if we feel that is necessary. I don't think it is. I think we're fine where we are, despite that happening. We're at least protected from this side, though they'll probably poke out and try and shoot at us. We have plenty of HP over here, though, so I think she'll be okay. Let's go ahead and simply end our turn there, because there isn't much else that draws my eye. Fair enough. Let's see what the AI actually gets up to here. There we go. Knives out. Not sure what that is, but it looked like a bunch of people actually drew melee weapons. And, oh, okay, dodged a shot there, but he's coming through as well. What's he going to do? Pop shots at... oh my god, all of us. So a couple of those dodges were involving a type of shot from the enemy that has a range, or rather an area of effect. When you successfully roll a dodge roll, you'll either simply kind of like, dance around the gunfire or the melee attack, if it's sort of just focused on you. But if it's an area of effect attack, when you dodge, you literally move out of those tiles where you would have been hit instead, and that can obviously have an influence on the tactical situation. Cassia, for example, just got thrown back because of that shotgun blast, and Pascal, I believe, kind of nudged over to the side a little bit, but he now needs to spend extra movement points if he wanted to go back to where he was initially standing. So that's a pretty cool touch, I think. But yes, we did manage to pretty much dodge everything, and where we did get hit, our armor and deflection protected us. Now, on that note, let's pop open the character sheet really quickly to point out deflection and absorption. So deflection is damage that is reduced when we get hit, and then further than that, whatever gets through is reduced by absorption, and that is a percentage reduction. So that's something to keep in mind when we throw people into more dangerous circumstances. Right now, Pascal has with him his plasma gun. This is the only set of weapons he has. He also has his Omniscient Axe. Omniscient Axe, I guess is the right way to say that. With the plasma gun, though, we have this plasma overcharge, an area of effect attack that costs 2 action points, but can take care of quite a few people. Now, these thugs are probably too far away for us to do anything. If I do move up to here, let's say, what's the range on this bad boy? It is a range of, why aren't you telling me? You're going to tell me over here? Range of 10. We also don't have the angle of fire, do we? Ooh, come on. Can you imagine? Can you imagine if we were able to actually get the shot off over there and hit all these guys? So that's not going to work out for us. I could instead try to fire up over here, I suppose, and at least kill some people. No reason not to take that opportunity. All right, who moves after these guys? Let's take a look at that. Let's cancel our orders and just take a look at Thug, and then we get, who is this? You're all the way up there, right? These guys. So they're not so relevant to us. I think they have to move quite a bit. And then it's Buddy over here. So you know what? Sure. Let's get Pascal moving up to there. And let's get that plasma overcharge, I think. Or do we go with the extra damage? I don't think we need the extra damage here. Let's go with the regular plasma overcharge. And pop some shots up over here and eliminate these 2 guys. It's between these 2 or these 2. Sure, let's hit these 2. Up over here. Go for it. This game is absolutely brutal. Look at that. Their arms came, I was going to say clean off, but it's not so clean. Blood splatter everywhere. Good stuff, good stuff. All right, that's all well and good. Do we want to use our final few action points for anything else? We have our manipulators. We have our mechadendrites. We have study defenses. I don't think I need to pop that. Target the weakness. Oh, sure. I mean, I guess those stacks... Those buffs might stack. Those stacks might buff. Those buffs might stack. Let's go ahead and use it. Oh, you know what? That's personal targeting, isn't it? We'll see what happens next, though, because now it's a bunch of enemy turns, and hopefully we don't get absolutely reduced to rubble. And our own turn. And let's see what these guys do. So they're all going to move up over here. And they're going to start popping shots. Good stuff. Missed that. They're using scrappy autoguns, so not the highest quality equipment, and they're firing, I think, from beyond effective range too. Effective range is typically... Ooh, that was a little scary. Effective range is typically the 50% of the maximum range of the weapon. So you can fire a lot further than effective range, but obviously at a lower chance of success, which I quite like as a mechanic, and if memory serves, that's at least true to Dark Heresy 1.0, the tabletop system, and so I assume it's probably similar to Rogue Trader as well. They were all kind of built off the same foundations, right? Rogue Trader, Dark Heresy, and Only War at least had many similarities. So we have this armored Anver going up next, followed by an Anver Thug down over here. Okay. And this Anver Thug, these guys. Okay. Fair enough. Here's what we're going to do. Buddy here, what is your name? Avalord. He's got with him the Power Maul, or we can switch to his Melta gun. Oh, okay. How can I say no? Switching equipment, rather I should say switching weapon combinations doesn't cost any action points or anything, but opening up your inventory and actually rummaging through any grenades or anything and adding them to your let's call it utility belt or whatever it might be, that costs action points. So swapping over to the Melta gun is free, so we're absolutely going to do that. But then the question becomes, who are we going to hit with this area of effect Melta Scorching that causes 4 to 19 damage? Okay, where can we cause the most hurt over here? I mean, this seems nice. How big is this blast radius? Well, we could eliminate all 3 of these guys. I know this guy goes next, but if we get up over here and shoot at these guys, it seems too good to ignore, right? All right, let's see. This is going to cost 2 action points. Why are we not able to charge? Why are we not able to charge? Oh, melee weapon required. Of course, that makes sense. But we do want to use... I don't know if I can swap after I give an order. So I'm going to play it safe, and I'm going to go ahead and move up to here, and then pop this shot up over here to eliminate, yes, all 3 of these fools. And this is an absolutely beautiful visual. If I pop back over here... Nah, we just eliminate 1 guy, eh? Not worth it, not worth it. Let's kill these 3. Let's go. Up we go, and... Oh, and that Righteous Fury doing all that extra damage, my goodness. Righteous Fury is the critical hit equivalent. Now we have our Taunting Scream over here to draw enemies' attention onto us specifically. Abelard does have a fair bit of HP, so we could maybe consider doing that just to familiarize ourselves with some of our options, I guess. Or we can use Endure. You know what? We have 2 action points, so why don't we use Endure to reduce the amount of damage that we'll take, and then also use the Taunting Scream to have enemies focus on us. Again, this is available to us because we did deal Righteous Fury, though it says it needs to be with a melee attack. That's interesting that this is available to us. Might be a bit of a bug, I suppose, but let's go ahead and, sure, draw this guy's attention. Will I still have access to this? I will. Go ahead and Endure. So whatever does come our way, at least we'll be somewhat protected from it, though truth be told, we are still moving next with our good lord Rogue Trader up next, and he brings with him, what, a plasma pistol, as well as his sword, and if we swap, we can swap to our fists. I don't think we'll be going in with our fists. Who's up next? We have this armored Anvers, this thug over here, and then these guys down over here, right? Alright, if I do pull up with the plasma overcharge, that's 10 to 14 damage. I won't be finishing Buddy off. What if I bring in my axe? How much damage does this do? You're not going to tell me over here. Fair enough. Tell me over here then. 11 to 14 still. Okay. I suppose I could try to chase after the plasma overcharge for the extra damage. Right? Probably a good idea. Let's go ahead and pull up to here. And then try the plasma overcharge up over here. 47% chance to hit. That's not perfect. Alright, if I move up to here and try the plasma overcharge instead, still a 47% chance, eh? What is our range on this weapon? A range of 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. That should be our optimal spot there. Okay, fair enough. Maximum effective distance 60%. Oh, okay, fair enough. Fair enough. It is what it is. Why don't we go ahead and try it. Again, guaranteed hit with this thing, but less damage. Let's go for the not guaranteed hit because I'm a madman like that. Let's go for it. I'm cocky. I'm confident. I'm gonna miss. It's okay. We're fine. I can go ahead and use Bring It Down to give a target ally a bonus turn with no movement points, but action points equal to my own fellowship bonus divided by 2. If we take a look at my character screen, take a look at our fellowship. Any characteristic like this is split up into 2 numbers, 2 digits, right? The first digit is our bonus. So our fellowship bonus here is 5. Half of our fellowship bonus is going to be 2.5, and I cannot recall if we round up or round down in Rogue Trader, but we'll go ahead and use Bring It Down on Abelard over here. And Abelard is going to come through with his Melta Scorching up in this general direction. Oh, are you for real? Are we not going to... his position is just short of ideal for us to get the hit off up in that direction. Where else can we hit? Down over here, I suppose. This guy's going soon as well, right? So that's not a terrible idea. Sure. Might as well get the kill in, because that guy's not going to die with our hit. So might as well get the kill in down over here. Unless... Frag grenade? Ooh. Caused a lot of damage to both of them. Nah. Let's eliminate the fool down over here. Let's go. It's just ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous, the amount of damage output and how it's visualized. I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan. Alright, let's see if We end this turn now. We should have access to our rogue trader again, but he's got no action points or movement points, so let's go ahead and end his turn as well, thus giving us access to Cassia over here, who did get pushed back a fair bit. Now, from here, we can go ahead and pop shots with our, what is this, our marksman rifle, dealing 12 to 15 damage. That's not too shabby, but it's not going to do enough up over here. We could instead take a look at our lidless stare, which is from us being a navigator and Cassia opening her third eye. That could do some friendly fire if I'm not mistaken. Why don't we go ahead and perhaps use, you know what? Alright, here's what we'll do. We'll go ahead and get go. Hold on, let me figure this out right now. Leader grants an additional turn to all allies within 2 cell radius from the chosen target. Okay, we're gonna use go. Not up over there, that doesn't make any sense. Alright, fine, we're gonna have to move up a little bit, so let's go ahead and move up to here. That's not ideal. I was hoping to keep a shot open on Buddy up there. What if I move up to here, right? That at least gets us closer. And then use go up over here like so, right? And that will leave us with 1 action point with which to get a shot off. Okay, sure, this should work as intended. Let's pop this over here. Up we go. Yeah, go. Excellent. Who goes first? Argenta goes first. Okay. Let's go ahead and get Argenta where? Wow, military excellence over here again. Because of our momentum, we can use this to immediately restore all AP and remove cooldowns from currently wielding weapons. Very tempting, because we can go in with our single shot or perhaps with our burst fire. You know what? Not interested in either of those. I'm interested in only one character really right now. So this might have been somewhat wasted. Second wind, giving us an action point. Well, that's not too bad. Okay, fine. Let's go ahead and take that action point then. It makes sense. Let's do all that we can over here. Let's push you to take a shot up in this general direction. Maybe take care of their thug. Where's their leader? There's their leader. Did you heal up? Or did we just not cause that much damage? 40% chances to hit. That's not too good. What about back down over here? Can't reach these guys. Or rather, can't see these guys, I should say. So fair enough. Let's go ahead and pop some shots off at those thugs, I think. Or we can cause some damage over here, sure. My goodness, we missed from basically point-blank range. That's okay, not the end of the world. She wasn't even the primary target of my my strategy here. So let's end the turn there. Idira, let's get you doing what? We have over here a flash of insight. We immediately grasp the nature of the studied target. Oh, this is all about dodge negation and things like that. Not too important to us right now. We have 3 movement points. We can use that to get a little bit closer. Gives us half cover. Hopefully, we're not going to be too concerned about this movement over here, because hopefully we're going to take care of both of these enemies in a short matter of time. Let's end our turn there, though, as finally it is Abelard's turn. Is he able to? Yes. Okay, so Abelard, let's get you up to here, and hopefully this will work out nicely. Pull you up to here. Come on, quickly now. Good stuff, right through the Rogue Trader. And that is your turn done as well. And now the Rogue Trader himself is able to move where? I kind of feel like I need to take cover. There's a lot of enemies still. Let's pull back at least into safety from some of these guys if my plan does not get pulled off flawlessly as I expect it to. And we'll end the turn there. And now we're back here, and we're going to use where to go. Not voice of command, not get back in the fight. Damn, we can't use bring it down? Oh, no. Well, hey, that's okay. I have made a bit of a misjudgment here. I was hoping to use bring it down to give Abelard here another action so that he could use his Melta to melt these guys. But hey, with that not having worked out, let's just use our single shot over here to pop a shot and maybe get very lucky with our shot over here. My goodness. Of course we're going to miss. I thought I had something there. But I don't know what took over me. I don't know what happened there, and I missed the actual action point count there. I thought I had it figured out, but hey, it's fine. Let's end our turn there and see what the AI does. They're going to move in and pop some shots. We're going to take a touch of damage. That's not too bad, actually. That's not too bad at all. Up over here, these guys are starting to creep forward. Shotgun blast, not actually getting any work done. Another shotgun scatter over there. Nothing happening. Beautiful. Oh, that's not too bad. Idira's up next. Let's go ahead and pop some shots. We could also use our lightning arc, perhaps, to cause damage to multiple enemies. This does what? It unleashes a blast of lightnings which chain up to 4 targets within a 3-cell radius, dealing 10 plus 3 times psi rating damage with penetration of 0 to each one. So we have, what, 2 enemies that we'd be able to hit over here. If I move a little bit closer, I suppose I could hit this group or this group. We can try and see exactly what kind of damage output we get. If I do that, if I do this, I could hit, yeah, I could kill these 2. Or I could stick to where I am and just cause damage to these 2 instead. I say kill, but actually we don't have a line of sight there, so that doesn't make any sense. Let's stay put over here for the time being. And let's go ahead and pop, yes, the lightning arc. And hit both of these guys and soften them up a little bit. And 0% chance. Oh. Don't do me like this, game. Don't do me like this. Do I instead just go for the precise shot up over here? I don't have a line of sight. My goodness. How has this worked out for me? What if I go up over there? Still can't get a shot up there. Is it because of the high ground, I assume? Fair enough. What about a lightning arc from over here? Surely we'll be able to... something's not right here. Something's not right here. Maybe the percentage chance isn't showing correctly. So let's take a risk and pop this shot over here. Yeah, and cause a fair bit of damage. A bit of friendly fire there as well, again, but not too much. I'm not too concerned about that. It's not all that bad. Go ahead and end your turn there. And Argenta is up next. We can go in with our single shot and fire away, perhaps after we take some cover over here, just because there's a swarm of these guys coming from that side, right? So let's move on over there. We could also use our burst fire to fire in a line over here with a decent bit of spread, so that could cause a fair bit of friendly fire. So instead, yes, we'll stick to our single shot and try and drop this armored Anver. Who actually goes next? The leader goes next, and then this guy up over here. Fair enough. So let's go ahead and pop our shot up over there and just hope for some extra damage, perhaps. Or... No, I think that's what we'll do. Sure, let's go for it. Come on, give me the hit. My goodness, another miss. Such is our luck. Fair enough. End our turn there. We have a few more action points available to us. But I think we're fine as we are. I could dash to get into cover elsewhere, but nothing's really available to us. So sure, let's end our turn there. See what the AI does over here. The leader is just pulling back, it seems, and these guys are... Ooh. I don't think the leader did just pull back. I think she did something there. Oh! And took a shot, too. Right on us. Why? Why me? We managed to dodge that hit. Though Abelard did take a bit of damage there, that's okay. Pascal over here now able to use his... we have to reload, and that'll eat up all of our action points. Okay, fair enough. Instead, we can go in with melee, perhaps. Can't get close enough to actually use the brutal strike, I think. Oh, yes, we can. Yes, we can. This will hurt both of them a fair bit, and I think that's probably the right move over here. Let's, yeah, let's go for it. In we go. What? My goodness, again, that's Righteous Fury kicking in, allowing us to kill both of them. Look at these, oh my god, their limbs, my goodness. But yes, Righteous Fury is absolutely wonderful. It just causes a ton of extra damage based on dice rolls. Obviously, it's not just entirely random, though I guess dice rolls are random in a way. I'm glad that worked out for us. Let's go ahead and, yeah, sure, keep Pascal over here. He's a bit exposed, but hopefully it's not too bad as we end the turn over here. And these guys start making some moves. What are we going to see over here? A couple shots. Did nothing. Hit the cover instead. Down over here. Took no damage. Again, we can absorb quite a bit. And missed. Good stuff. We managed to dodge that, rather, I should say. There's a difference between a miss and a dodge. A miss means they failed their roll. A dodge means they succeeded their attack roll, and we succeeded our dodge roll as well. Now, Abelard is able to move around. These guys don't have melee weapons, so we shouldn't suffer from attacks of opportunity. So I think if we pull back to, well, like here perhaps, and then pop the shot from our Melta, we should be able to finish both of these guys off while also taking cover. Alternatively, we can use our Melta up over here to eliminate... Ooh, 2 of these guys. 3 of them? Can we fire over here? We can. Oh, that seems wiser, doesn't it? Yeah. That seems to make more sense to me. Who is up next? Us. It's all us. Cassia, the rogue trader. So we can take care of this armored Anvers separately. Fair enough. Let's go ahead and fire up over here and try and eliminate these 3. Yeah, I'd say that was tactically sound. One of them actually survived, which is, I mean, good for him. He deserves a promotion, I suppose, but I'm okay as well. Let's go ahead and use our Endure. And, use our taunting scream as well. Do we have anyone in range? Not up over there. I suppose we could taunt Buddy down over here. Which one? Which one's up next? This guy? Sure. Go ahead and taunt him. Interesting. I wanted to spend so much time focusing on these guys, but that opportunity presented itself, and how could I say no? Let's end our turn there as Abelard. It is the Rogue Trader's turn now. I kind of wonder if I should consider healing myself up, or if I should consider, you know, getting into a bit of cover perhaps, but we'll think about that when the time comes. If I move up to here and try to slash, no, it's only in that kind of like a corner shape, so that's not too good. If I instead try to use our single shot from the plasma, that's not too bad. 47% chance of hit. My goodness, a range of 8. What are our hit chances? 60%. Alright, so if I pull back and try to shoot from over here, what do we get? 47% chance still. Or let's play the commander and use Bring It Down on Abelard over here. Oh, he's too far away. That's fine, that's fine. We can creep up to here and use Bring It Down on Abelard. Sneak on past, get into cover. Abelard, do your duty over here. Bring out your weapon and bring down the foe. Here we go. I don't think I'll ever not, like, just giggle with glee when that goes down. But that worked out beautifully. Again, doing our job as a commander, right? That's the kind of archetype we built for ourselves, so we should definitely live up to those expectations. But let's end our turn there. Go back to our Rogue Trader himself, and now we can maybe pop a shot up over here against Buddy. 56% chance to hit. That's not a terrible chance. It's a bunch of our turns coming up, followed by the leader up top over here, who we cannot hit, it looks like. So yeah, let's go ahead and fire away down here. 56% chance is enough. Of course it's not. We're gonna miss. That's okay. Not the end of the world. End of our turn though, as Cassia takes charge and does what? Again, she's got the single shots from her marksman rifle, eh? Anybody else I can hit? Anybody else I can hit? I can move up to there and try to hit the leader. 59% chance. Let's go for it. Why not? That's why not. It's okay. We actually scored our hit, but they managed to dodge, right? As it says over here as well. So we actually succeeded on our roll there. We can use Bring It Down once more, maybe this time on Abelard again, just to have him turn around and pop shots up over there. I mean, it doesn't seem like a terrible idea, does it? He's having so much fun with his weapon. Alternatively, we could hit Pascal with it and have him maybe get some work done over here. Sure, you know what? Pascal, can we reach you? Alas, no such luck. I could use move, move, move. I don't think we can target ourselves with that, though. Or I could use go, 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 which costs 3 AP. That's what I miscalculated last time. Alright, fair enough. Fair enough. In that case, let's go ahead and use Bring It Down on Abelard. Is he close enough? He's not. Ah, our radius. Right, I should have paid attention to that. Bring It Down on Idira then. She's available. She's capable. We'll get the job done, I think. We can go ahead and fire at Buddy over here. I don't think we can hit up here, so let's try and eliminate this guy. Come on. Oh, good lord. Getting unlucky with these dice rolls. End our turn there, and Cassia's turn as well. Sure. Now we're back to Idira once more. And hopefully, the precise shot over here will do the trick. 85% chance. Come on, you gotta give it to me now. Come on, come on. Beautiful. You like fell apart. Over penetration. Oh no, we hit a citizen. Oh no. Oh no, who do we... Oh no, who do we hit? Again, bullets fly. They will go past what you target and cause damage elsewhere. That's not a very good look, is it? Shortly after arriving, but it is what it is. End our turn there. Yes. Or do we go ahead and activate target the weakness? Might as well, right? Target the weakness and end our turn there. Sure. Now what to do with you? What to do with you? Can we fire up over there? Yes, we can. This is a 52% chance to hit. Or we go after the burst fire. 31% chance to hit, but a few more shots go through, right? So if it works out very nicely. Let's go with our single shot. If I get any closer, I'll lose my angle of fire. Or I could come up to here and then try, yes, the burst fire down in this general direction to hopefully get some hits in. 26% chance is not good enough. All right, let's stay back and pop the shot up over here with a 52% chance. Come on, baby, come on. Nice! Very nice. Okay, good stuff. And with the AP we have left, I suppose we could do nothing really. I think we're fine where we are. We're in decent cover from these guys, so let's stay put and see what the leader does. Finally gonna maybe be a bit more accessible from range. Again, desperate measure, knives out. I'm not sure what that ability actually does, but she has got her her blade out. Is that a chainsword? Is she carrying a chainsword? That's a chainsword. My God. Okay, that's terrifying. Let's go ahead and turn our attention over here to the plasma overcharge, I think, and try and kill as many of these guys as we can. Just don't think we can get them all, unfortunately. So let's go ahead and get these two at least, and then deal with this guy separately. Sure, that works for me. Come on, let's take care of this. Beautiful stuff. Righteous Fury as well. Why not? I'll gladly take it. And then let's go ahead and end our turn there. Again, we could move if we want to. I think we are able to move still. We are not, but for some reason the visuals suggest we are. Again, folks, this is an alpha, so we can expect those kinds of issues here and there, right? But Buddy's going to come in close. He's going to take a swing, cause a bit of damage. Not too concerned. Not too concerned at all, as Abelard is now able to fire. No, he's not, because he's got to reload. Let's switch then to our power maul over here and go toe-to-toe using our strike, I think, to take down the Bloodhand leader. We'll have to go up the stairs and then go ahead and take a swing over here. A 50% chance to hit. 50% chance only, eh? I do believe the height difference makes a difference. I'm trying to remember now all the rules from the rule book, but I do believe a height difference will make a difference. Let's go ahead and do the strike, though. I'll take the 50% chance, and hopefully it'll work out. Alternatively, I could obviously power swing, which, I mean, I guess that's a guaranteed hit unless they dodge or parry. That's the second symbol on the right there next to their bar. 31% at the top is their dodge chance. 28% is their parry chance. So we could do that, or we could, of course, go in with the charge, moving in a straight line and hitting these guys with a melee. That'll leave 3 action points available, so I say we can't, because there's a drop at the end. Fair enough, let's go ahead and hit you with this. Up we go, and down you go. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god, we split her in 2. Oh wow, I was not ready for that. I was not ready for that. Okay, fair enough. All we have left now is this thug over here. Let's end our turn with Abelard, and the rogue trader himself can make his way over and perhaps finish the job here with a single plasma shot, hopefully with 53% success chance. Come on, baby. Come on. Come on, make it work. Make it work. Oh, we're gonna miss. All right, let's go ahead and use Bring It Down then on Pascal. And Pascal will then come through with his Mighty Strike, using his Omniscient Axe to eliminate this Anvers thug. Did we chopped his arm clean off there. Nice. The shivering young servant looks up at you with horror in his eyes. Emperor, protect me. They killed... Every time. I warned them, and then they go all, "Dear Emperor, our Lord and Savior, how could this have happened? Who could have thought?" Idira spits on the ground in annoyance. Okay, relax, Idira. These guys are a little traumatized right now. I could say a gang of puny thugs attacked me, the Emperor's anointed, rogue trader von Valancius. Such a poorly organized attempt on my life can only be seen as a personal affront. Alright? Or I could say, fear not, young man. We took care of the attackers. Do you know who they were? Or I could say, stop quivering, unwashed worm, and answer me. Who would dare to attempt such an outrageous attack? Or I could say, what was that? An attack right on the dock? Or does this kind of thing happen often around here? Or go and report this to the liege? No, I am insulted by the lack of security at my arrival over here. Stop quivering, unwashed worm, and answer me. Who would dare to attempt such an outrageous attack? Your lordship, these guys were Anvers. They're a gang. They're the worst, I'm telling you. They're scared of no one, not even Liege Vladimir. He glances around like he's expecting more bandits to appear. Does this kind of thing happen often around here? Shooting? Yes. Attacks on nobles? Not very often. Unless it's the Anvers. They're vicious. Not a week goes by without them killing and gutting somebody. They're wicked heretics. They respect nothing. They follow no rules. Go and report this to the liege. Yes. I'm sorry, your lordship. I'll just go report to the liege. They killed her. They killed my lady. Oh, this is terrible. Terrible indeed. Terrible indeed, but a glorious victory for our party and a glorious note for us to end this session on. Folks, we got a little bit of talk about the current state of the game. We got a little bit of a look at character progression and our party as a whole. We got a chance to converse with a bunch of people, and we got a chance to make Planetfall and make battle as well. Meanwhile, it seems as though we have this servitor skull over here announcing our arrival, as I am announcing, yes, the end of today's episode, folks, but fear not, there are many more episodes to come in this run. Future ones will, of course, flow a lot more quickly, because I no longer have to introduce you to the fact that this game, again, is an alpha, etc., etc., etc. Nonetheless, folks, if you enjoyed this session, if you would like to see more Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader on the channel, if you would like to see this series continue, please don't hesitate to leave a like and comment down below. It does make a very big difference. Again, just letting me know what you're interested in watching. I am absolutely having a blast. I, again, love this universe. I love these D100 systems, and I love the absolute quality that Owlcat puts out with their cRPGs. So I'm very much looking forward to playing much, much more of this. Folks, hope you had a good time. Let me know down below if you did. If you have any feedback, let me know as well. But as always, a massive thanks goes out to all of the channel members and patrons who've been supporting the channel on a monthly basis. Y'all keep us alive and running smoothly. And of course, a big old thanks goes out to each and every one of you for watching. Until next time, cheers.